This is video of the aftermath. You see glass strewn everywhere on the street. You see people sort of, I imagine, walking shocked after this explosion, possibly a second one as well. The oil ministry in Oslo is reported to be on fire. I have on the line with me Nick, who is an American tourist who is in Oslo. Nick Subier, he's in Oslo right now. Nick, where were you in relation to this explosion this afternoon in Oslo? What did you see exactly?
Well, I was just sitting there with a friend. We were about to have a drink, and we were about 50 meters from where the explosions happened. And it was pretty unreal. It was like slow motion. It was just a big wave that kind of almost knocked us off our chairs. And there's just a big black smoke in the air. And everybody just stood still, had no idea what was going on. And it was extremely frightening, and my adrenaline is still pumping.
Well, I can imagine. Did you hear one or two explosions, Nick?
I heard just one giant explosion. It was deafening.
Right. Were you able to see any of the aftermath? You were 50 meters away. Was there anything you were able to see with your own eyes as far as the damage is concerned?
Yeah. I went around the corner and I saw that all the windows along the main street there were blown out.
So all the windows in several buildings blown out?
Yeah. A lot of them. A lot of the windows. I didn't get to see everything, but even a good 300 yards away, there was windows blown out as well. It was very strong.
Mm-hmm. What about the street itself, cars, that kind of thing? What kind of damage were you able to see?
For the cars?
Yeah.
I didn't see any damage on cars, but I did see some people running away with they're bleeding because they had glass that hit them.
Right. So you saw people that had injuries as a result of shattered glass kind of running away, trying to get away from the chaos, yeah?
Exactly.
Did you see any other kind of injuries, any kind of more severe injuries there on the scene?
No, I didn't see any severe injuries. I went away from there as fast as possible in case there was another explosion.
So describe the intensity of the blast a little bit. You said you were about 50, 60 meters away from where the Prime Minister's building is that correct?
Yeah, I've heard it's the finance department. That's all I know.
Okay, so you were sitting about 50, less than 100 yards away from where the explosion actually took place, and you were blown off of your chair as a result?
Almost. It was extremely strong. It was just happened out of nowhere, and yeah, like I said, my adrenaline's still pumping. I don't know what to say.
What time was it when this happened?
I'm guessing around 3 o'clock.
So it was sort of mid-afternoon in Oslo?
Exactly.
How crowded are these streets normally in the afternoon?
They were very crowded right now, and they still are. I think people are just trying to get away from the center of town.
Right.
Nobody knows really what's going on.
How are people reacting? I imagine there's shock. I imagine some of them are dazed. Tell me more about how people are reacting.
There was people running down the streets. People were crying. Everybody's on their cell phones, calling home, telling them they're okay, and just a lot of traumatized faces. It was very scary.
So are people concerned that this is, that this wasn't accidental? What are they saying about what they think caused this? Without speculating, are they worried that this might be something that was not accidental?
It doesn't seem accidental. It was a very strong explosion, something that was set up. And if it's two explosions, then I'm sure that's not an accident.
All right. And you're a tourist there, Nick, and you're an American tourist right now in Oslo?
I live in Sweden, and I am half American, half Swedish.
Oh, good. Were you able to call your family to tell them you're okay?
I did.